Hear myself.
You got everyone.
I got it. Women's soccer head coach Jimmy Walker. Bluejays after a hard-fought 1-1 draw with Marquette host Xavier on Wednesday tomorrow. Coach, you'll begin with an opening statement.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up the month of September. September's been a pretty good month for us in regards to success on the field. Over the month we've won 3, tied 2, lost 1, so it's been a much more productive month than August has been for us. So pretty happy with the way that we've done in September. Feel like we could have done a little bit more with particularly the last game, where we should have gotten a little bit more out of it. But now we start October, we've got 2 big games coming up this week with Xavier on Wednesday, UConn on Saturday. But just kind of looking back to the last game, to wrap up our last game for September, we played well, we created a lot of chances. We had 9 shots on target, 15 shots on the game, and only came away with a 1-1 tie. So we're going to start being more productive with our attacking and our offence, and if we can put that right, I think there's no reason why October can't be a great month for us too.
Open the floor to questions.
You and Seb both talked about just the lack of clinical composure in those final moments. Obviously, to create those moments, you do something right. But what do you think is the missing ingredient at the moment right now?
Yeah, I mean, respectfully, it was the same last year. It wasn't like we've been fruitful in front of goal the last 2 seasons since I've been here. Now, where I am happy is we've been scoring off set pieces. I think 6 straight games we scored off of a set piece, which is keeping us in these games. But you know, we had a video session on Monday with the attacking group and talked about the chances that we're getting. You know, and then we have to break them down and say, right, what is it going to take for us to, whether it's having more concentration in front of goal, or what's our movement like in the box to lose our players? Are we getting into the box quickly enough when the crosses are coming in? So things have to happen. There's got to be movement in the box. We've got to be desperate to get there to score goals. We've got to be a little bit braver to pull the trigger a little bit quicker. At the end of the day, scoring goals is a mentality, and we're coming up against a team on Wednesday that have got them in abundance, and it's a mentality. They're scrappy, they work hard. And that's what it's going to take. If you want to score goals at this level, it's not going to be easy. You've got to work really, really hard in front of goal to score goals. We've worked hard this week at training. Hopefully we can get a little bit better with it. But at the end of the day, you've got to want to score goals. You've got to be aggressive. If you're not scoring goals, then you've got to look really hard at yourself and say, what am I not doing? And then you've got to work a little bit harder. Even as a player when I played, you went through a spell where you didn't score goals. You're going to have to work harder. Maybe the next one comes off your shin and then you're up and running again. But scoring goals is a mentality, it's a toughness. Mental toughness is not just running around the field kicking people. Mental toughness is missing a shot and being prepared to take the next shot, like a Michael Jordan in basketball. That's what mental toughness is being able to step up and take that next shot after you've missed a shot.
I mean, every coach I've ever talked to in soccer has mentioned how infectious goal scoring can be once they find the back of the net. You're facing a team on Wednesday that's, I mean, they were a good goal scoring team in general, and they're coming off a performance where they scored 9.
Yeah.
What type of a challenge are you facing on Wednesday?
Yeah, it's going to be a very different challenge. What's really interesting, I was watching the game last night against Villanova. Villanova could have been 2-0 up in the first 7 minutes of that game. If they score those 2 chances, it's a very, very different game. But as the game goes on, Xavier wear you down. They're really, really hard working. They're very, very scrappy. They pressure. They're not scared to take you on. They're going to shoot the ball. I mean, we have to be at our very best to get something out of that game. But where they're so good is they're constantly running at you. They have that attitude and that mentality to say, I'm going to go at you all day long, and I'm going to shoot the ball, and I'm going to make it difficult for you, and I'm going to get across you, and I'm going to elbow you, and I'm going to scrap with you, and I'm going to do everything I can to score goals. And we've got to have the same mentality defensively, and we've got to do the same down the other end to them.
Do you think,
Coach, I guess just, you talked a little bit about the chat you had with them on trying to be more aggressive on the goal scoring and the offensive side. What was the response from the players when you having those discussions and watching film?
It's not always a great response when the coach chews you out, right, for not doing your job. So it took them about 15 minutes at practice that day where they sulked a little bit, and after 15 minutes they woke up and actually started. They were unreal. after 15 minutes of training. They were fired up, they were sprinting, they were doing everything they could to score goals. And it's an intrinsic motivation that you come every single day to want to do that. It's a mentality, it's a motivation, and they did it really well that day at training. But I don't want to have a 40-minute video session to have to show them that next week. Why don't you just do it and spare the meeting? Easy, right?
How's Jalen Chaney doing? Obviously, she was the 2 to 3 weeks is kind of right where we're at right now. Is she progressing at all?
Yeah. I mean, that's a kid who will score goals, and unfortunately, she got injured after scoring 2 goals against one of the best teams in the country. So it's been tough losing her because she was on fire right at that moment. She's back to training today. She could feature tomorrow, but she's really not had a lot of training, so. She may feature tomorrow. If not, realistically UConn, and then for sure the next game at Providence. So she's back. She's a good player, man. She's a very talented kid. She's got great technique on shooting. She's got that attitude. She's got that mentality, and we've kind of missed that the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Big East going to 4 teams this year in the conference tournament.
Yeah.
The average point total of the 4th place team over the years has been 16.5. That obviously shrinks everybody's margin for error once that happens. How important are the home matches, especially? You only have 3 left. One's against Xavier. How important is it to defend Morrison, especially when you're going to be just that everybody's going to be scrapping just to make this
Yeah. I mean, it's important you win your home games because you don't have to travel. You're in your own bed. You've got everything going for you in those moments. It was difficult Saturday with Marquette having the bye week. That's so tough to do in this conference when a team doesn't play and you do. But no excuses. We still should have won the game. And then this season we just happened to have Xavier and Georgetown at home, which are 2 of the toughest, if not the best teams in the conference. So, the home matches are important, but the away matches are going to be just as important as well. And, we were sitting here last year, 1-3 at the end of this segment, and we're 1-1 right now, and we were finished 4th last year. So we're still in a better position than what we were this time last year. But these 2 next games are going to be big for us. If we can get something against Xavier on Wednesday night, it puts us in a great position. That could elevate us to 2nd or 3rd in the conference. And then it's game on again. I mean, we're 5th right now with everything to play for and some really good games coming up. And then on paper, you're looking at the top teams. It's been Xavier, Georgetown, UConn. We've just happened to have them in the first 4 games of the season. So you've got to play them at some point, and we're going to get this good competition out of the way pretty early.
2 more questions.
What's in your opinion, what you've seen on film and then in matches about just kind of the evolving communication development that you really wanted to see after Georgetown, and how well that whole back line, especially from Alyssa on up, is doing to improve that area?
Yeah, I'd just love to see a team, I wouldn't love to see a team score a good goal against us. I don't want to see anybody score. But if teams are going to score goals, I'd rather see a banger of a goal, not a mistake or an error or a set piece. When you look at the Georgetown game, we played really well between the box to box. We played really well. It was 2 set pieces that undid us. So we got better in that moment in the last 2 games, and knock on wood, we won't concede off a set piece tomorrow, but our set piece defending has been much better in the last 2 games. So defending has been sharper. I was disappointed in the way we gave the goal away against Marquette, but again, they were a little bit fresher than us, a little bit sharper than us in moments in that game due to 2 games in 4 days. But we're certainly creating enough chances as well. Defending's gotten better, but tomorrow night against Xavier, if we have an average performance, we won't beat them. We're going to have to be good tomorrow night. There's no passengers tomorrow. We can't have an off night. If one player has an off night, they're going to be good enough to take advantage of it. So it's going to require an excellent performance, a team performance, a gritty performance. And we're going to have to be really organised, make it difficult for them. And then when we do get our chances, we're going to have to take them. We can't have 9 shots on tomorrow night and not score one. If you get 3 shots tomorrow, you're going to have to score one. So it'll be important for us.
How do you get the team started earlier? I mean, just when you think about your last handful of home matches, deficit against Arkansas, deficit against Omaha, early deficit against Georgetown, early deficit against Marquette. How do you get them started?
I thought we were much better when we played our last non-conference game. We won 4-0. We got off to a fiery start there. It was senior day, so they're all amped up anyway. But they got off to a great start. We also got off to a great start against Villanova. where we were 1-0 up in the first 15 minutes. We actually got off to a great start against Georgetown. I thought we were the better team for the first 30 minutes, and then they kind of found their rhythm a little bit. So I feel like we've gotten off to a faster start. We got off to a hell of a start against Marquette. We should have been 2-0 up in the first 7 minutes of that game. So we're getting off to faster starts now, but it's no good getting off to a faster start. It's like if you're a lion and you've got to bite someone, you need teeth. And right now we're biting people, but we have no teeth to it. We need to have a little bit more substance to our attacking play and a little bit more bite to it with a little bit more of a grip. And if we can finish in the first 5 minutes, these half chances we get, we're going to be in great positions.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.